Hey guys, it's me, Mike Taylor. I know we talked about doing a little curtain wall tutorial here, so try and make it pretty quick, but it is one of the more complicated modeling pieces inside of Revit. You can use it for a lot of different things. For now, we're just going to try and build ourselves a little curtain wall element on the south face of the building, and what we'll try to get to today is something like this. But I think before we do any of that, what I should probably do is walk through some of the components of the curtain wall itself. So in order to do that, I am actually going to just quickly go over here, a little new, architectural. These are the kind of pre-built parts of the curtain wall here. So what I'd like to do is just kind of go over the basic stuff inside of Revit for what a curtain wall is. And it is a wall, so I should probably start there. So when we think about the family itself, if you're looking for it, even though you might see over here these curtain systems and curtain grid and mullion, it is a wall, so it does live in the wall family. So if I come here, wall architectural, and I'm just going to, down here, we'll probably start here. Let's just start here. Curtain wall empty, and I'll just start drawing something. So right now, this is not a great example. So it's got nothing inside of it. So in actual fact, I'm going to go ahead and go back to my type selector here, and I'm going to choose this one a little better. This one's a little better, but let's see if Storefront's got anything else. Okay, that's okay. So I'm going to use curtain wall exterior glazing. This is a pre-baked one inside of Revit. So, like our walls, we can kind of adjust the overall length. Right now I am in plan. So if I come over here, I type, 9 meters here. And we kind of see, not much, right? So not much in here. We could see if I just hover over the wall, we've got this piece here. This is the wall itself. If I jump to 3D, you're going to see a little bit more. And I just want to make sure we cover some of the basics here. So got my little curtain wall here. For right now, we've got a curtain wall with 2 panels on the up and down, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the left to right. And a couple different things we want to do here is, before I go too far, we know that this is a wall, right? We can adjust the height here. We can pull on these tabs, or we can jump over here. We can set this to one of our levels. We can say, okay, I only want this to go from level 0 to level 1. We can of course change the top offset here if I want to make this 1500 or something like this. It operates very much like a wall. Where the curtain wall is different is that it's also made up of some other components that we should probably get to. So the first component, of course, is what are called the curtain wall grids. So if you just kind of hover over the curtain wall, that's going to give us the wall itself. Now, inside of the curtain wall, there's also these grids. So if I actually kind of just hover over, I will see a kind of dashed line that emerges, and this is what's called the curtain wall grid. So if I click on it, you'll see over here on the left here, curtain wall grids. I can hover and I can click on it. That's all cool. That is the grid. That's how Revit sees where it wants the divisions of our curtain wall to take place. So think about our assignment 2 there in Studio. If we've got a curtain wall grid that we want to be equal between, say, a 9 meter grid, then this is where our 1500 millimeter module might come in place, right? So 6 units of 1500 would make up a 9 meter grid. So those are the grids. I'll talk a little bit more about those in a bit. I just want to get to the anatomy of each of these pieces here. Another piece of this is going to be the mullions themselves. So the mullions are part of the curtain wall assembly. And mullions, if I just hover here, they are also informed, I should say, rather, by where the curtain wall grids are. So if you would like to put in a mullion, in this case, it's going to be the mullion, the back box of the mullion, so the kind of curtain wall support pieces, and it's going to build that whole kind of support assembly for us in the curtain wall. So for instance, if I jump in here, and it's going to allow me to kind of just search out one of, in this case, I've got a 50 by 150 millimeter rectangular mullion. If I hover over, it's going to let me highlight, one of these curtain wall grid elements. And you can see here, The edges also count. And very quickly, I've got something that resembles a curtain wall. So we've got, of course, we've got the curtain grid, the mullion, and those are two pieces. So I can actually come in here, and if I make sure you tab select, you can actually come back in here and delete. Should be able to delete these. So, gets a little challenging here to all the tab select. There's quite a few pieces within this, so I'm just using the tab select command here. So if I tab select to my mullion, I can delete those mullions. You will notice that I can also delete parts of mullions, right? So in this case, every piece of little curtain wall grid here can be identified as a singular kind of piece of a mullion, if you will, rather than the whole bit of curtain wall grid. Anyhow, what I'll do is, I wonder if I can just select all of these. I can't. So I'm just going to select the whole thing, go back to my filter tool, and I'm just going to select everything but the mullions here. I'm just going to delete that for now. What else do we got? So mullions, curtain wall grids. We've also got the panels themselves. So there's curtain wall panels, and these are really families that live within each of the kind of pieces, the kind of solid pieces of our curtain wall. So in this case, we've got a glazed panel, and I think the only ones we've got here, there's actually only a solid or a glazed panel here. So I can go ahead, and if I tab select here, I can go to a system panel, and I can check solid instead of glazed, for instance. These are really going to be what are called your spandrel panels. Spandrel panels will be over things like slabs. Maybe you got some spandrel panels you're trying to cover something. For instance, in our office building, we probably use these over the CLT, and where we've got that kind of limit of, bad example. We got the limit of where our raised access floor is living. Just some ideas about where we might have spandrel panels. So that all being said, really, we've only got a couple different components here. We've got the system panel. So system panel are what I'm just selecting here, the kind of panels within the grid. We've got the grid itself, we've got the mullion, and then we've got the overall wall piece. Those are the three things. Four things. So that being said, that's enough to get you through. Keep going. So I'm going to stop this recording, and then I'm going to continue in the next one, just talking a little bit more about how to manipulate those pieces.